Good morning, tulip friends, and happy yellow day. Are you guys ready to sing hello? Ready? Hello, cha cha cha. Hello, cha cha cha. Hello, and how are you? Cha cha cha. I'm fine, cha cha cha. I'm fine, cha cha cha. And I hope that you are too, cha cha cha. So, like we said, today is Yellow Day, which is why I'm wearing yellow. And some of my friends who joined me for our small group also were wearing yellow and showed me the yellow things they found around their house. Now, I found he's kind of hard to see, it's a cereal box prize, but I found a yellow minion and Wally, who also happens to be a yellow robot. So these are the two yellow things that I found. And a lot of my friends who came to our small group circle time showed me they found things like bananas and lemons that were yellow. We had yellow cars. We had Reese had another minion. Both Toby and Clive had found yellow bananas. Catherine and Noah had found yellow lemons. Okay. Yvonne had a yellow ducky purse. My friends, oh, I know I'm forgetting so many of you, I apologize, but my friends found all different kinds of yellow things. So there's lots of things that are yellow. The one I thought of the most was Big Bird, right? Big Bird is certainly yellow. So I hope you guys are enjoying our color yellow for Yellow Day, which is our color of the month. Okay, so let's do our calendar. So, ooh, we're getting pretty far in this month already. What is the name of our month, friends? It begins with the letter A. What is the name of our month that starts with A? It's April. Good. Can we say April? April. Good. We're in the month of April. We're in the month of April. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. We're in the month of April. We're in the month of April. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Very good. And I don't know if you guys could see, but in the picture, the girl who's holding the guinea pig is wearing a yellow shirt. So she is all ready for our yellow day. Okay, can you guys help me count how many days we have so far in April? We have quite a bit, so we have a lot of counting to do. Ready? Can you guys help me? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What number comes after 20? It is 21, which is a 2 and a 1. Oh, I'm sitting right in the way of it. Can we say 21, 21? Today is 21, April 21st. And what year is it, guys? What is the name of our year? What year are we in? Good. Our year is 2020. Can we say that together? Ready? 2020. Very good. What season are we in? What season are we in? We are in the season of spring. Could we say spring? Spring, right? And in spring we get rain, which will help the flowers to grow. We're getting rain today, and look, I even have flowers on my shirt. So we're all ready for spring. So let's figure out what day of the week it is. So yesterday was Monday. Yesterday was Monday. Now let's figure out what today is. We have Sunday, Monday. What? What day comes after Monday? What day comes after Monday, guys? Good. Tuesday. Can we say Tuesday? Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Now let's figure out what tomorrow will be. We have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. What? What day comes after Tuesday? It's Wednesday. Can we say Wednesday? Wednesday. Tomorrow will be Wednesday. And tomorrow we will hopefully have our whole class on our video tomorrow morning. So we will do that tomorrow on Wednesday. Very good, guys. So let's go over all the awesome stuff we've been learning. So let's start with the letter of the week. This was our letter of the week that we learned yesterday. What is the name of this letter, guys? What letter is this? Good, it's X. Can we say X? X. And this is the one that makes that kind of silly sound. What sound does it make? Good, it says X. Can we say that together? Ready? X. Now, there are some words that begin with X, like X-ray, okay? X-ray, but the letter X happens to come more at the end of the word or in the middle of a word. So the word we did yesterday, because this is a little easier to hear it, is fox, right? It ends in the letter X. And I sent you guys a link to the book Fox in Socks, right? So fox ends in the letter X. So one more time, can we say X? X says X, X, like fox, fox, and X, right? Very good, guys. Awesome. It's a tough one. So we also did a new sight word. Our new sight word was S-E-E. Does anyone remember what S-E-E spells? Good, it's see, like one of our 5 senses, right? We see with our eyes. I see myself on my computer. Okay, can you guys come up with a sentence for see? What's something that you could see? Very good. Could we say see? See. Good. Now let's go over our word family, and we're going to do a new one today. Well, not a new word family, but a new word in the family. So remember, we have the E-N word family. Now, E-N is not a word by itself, but it's an ending, and we can use it to make new words. So, knowing this says N, right? So I'm going to start by adding the letter P. What sound does P make, friends? P says pa, pa, right? Pa, pa. Now I'm going to add N to that. So I have pa, N, pa, N, pa, N. What word do we hear? We have pen, right? Like I write with a pen. Very good. Now we had the letter T. What sound does T make? T says cha, cha, right? Now we're going to add N to that. So we have cha, N, cha, N, cha, N. What word do we hear? 10, right? Like you have 10 fingers. And then the other one we learned was the letter H. What sound does H make, guys? H says ha, ha, right? We have ha, N, ha, N, ha, N, ha, N. What do we hear? Hen, right? Like a girl chicken. Can we say hen? Hen. Now, we're going to do our new one. What letter is this? It's the letter M, right? And what sound does M say? All right, squish our lips together. And then we're going to add N. So let's see if you guys know this word. That N came out a little sloppy, sorry. The board's a little wiggly. You guys know though. Okay. We have M, N, M, N, M, N. Do we hear a word? It's men. Could we say men? Men. Remember, man is like a grown-up, like a daddy, like a boy, okay? So this will be, we have more than one, okay? We have a group of daddies. That would be a group of men, okay? It's grown-up boys. Could we say men? Men, okay? So can you guys repeat after me? All of our words are going to rhyme, right? Because they all have the same ending sound. To rhyme, we have to have the same ending. So we have N, pen, pen, ten, hen, hen, men, men. Very good, guys. Awesome. So now let's go over our numbers that we've been working on. So, can you guys tell me what number a 1 and a 0 is? What number is a 1 and a 0? What number did I write? Good, this is the number 10, right? Like the word family word we just did. 10. So now, what number is a 1 and a 2? What number is a 1 and a 2? This is 12, right? Could we say 12? 12. What about a 1 and a 1? What number is a 1 and a 1? This will be 11. Could we say 11? 11. Good. Now I'm going to change this into a 4. What number is a 1 and a 4? A 1 and a 4. We have 14, right? Could we say 14? 14. And then we're going to make that into a 3. What number is a 1 and a 3? That's 13. Good. Could we say 13? 13. Good. Now we'll do our 2 numbers of the month. So what number is a 1 and a 5? What number is a 1 and a 5, guys? That's the number 15. Can we say 15? 15. Good. And then we have a 1 and a 6. What number is a 1 and a 6? That is 16. Can we say 16? 16. Very good. So, let's look at our shape of the month. What shape is this, guys? Good, this is an oval. Could we say oval? Oval. And what kind of sides does our oval have? Good, it is curved sides. Could we say curved sides? Curved sides. Awesome. So, friends, yesterday we started talking about the needs of a plant. Okay, so let me just grab our carrot plant and we'll be able to talk a little bit more about that. So first, let's check on our carrot plant. We can see hasn't really grown much since yesterday, but it still is growing. So how did we get here? Well, let's think about that. What does a plant need? Well, I asked you guys this, and some of you guys sent me your answer about what you thought a plant needs. So I'm going to read it off my phone from you guys, okay? So when I asked, what does a plant need? Kevin says that a plant needs water and seeds. Clive said a plant needs water. Nicholas said a plant needs soil with nutrients in it, water, sunlight, air, the right temperature, time, space to grow, and shelter to protect it from the wind. Cooper said that plants need seeds, soil, water, and sun to grow. Shoup said that plants need water, fresh wind, sun, soil, and seeds. And Olivia said plants need rain or water to grow. So wow, you guys did an amazing job with that. Thank you, by the way, for sending me that. For those friends who did. Those friends who did not send it to me, you can totally just email it to me later and I'll add you to the list on my phone that I was making. But you guys are definitely 100% on the right track. So those are things that plants do need. So let's think back to when we planted this. What was the first thing we started out with? Well, we put this brown stuff in here. What was this brown crumbly stuff? We know plants need soil, right? They need soil, okay? Now, our soil has to have, Nicholas pointed this out, it has to have nutrients in it, okay? Remember, nutrients is a fancy word for vitamins that are found in the soil that are good for the plants. So, now here's the one thing my friends are getting a little confused about, and that's okay, but we can figure this out. So the thing is, a seed, a lot of you said plants need seeds. Now you're sort of right. A seed is actually the plant itself, though, okay? Our seed is a baby plant, okay? So when we put our seeds in here, those were little tiny baby plants. Now, obviously, if we don't put the plant anywhere in here, it's not going to grow, but I'm not necessarily going to add seeds to our list of things plants need because the seed is the plant itself, okay? We're thinking about things we need to add to the plant to make it grow, okay? So we have our seed. What do we need to add to the seed to make it grow? Well, the first thing we said was soil, but you guys are pretty much right. So we're just thinking about things we're going to add to the plant to make it grow. So after I did what? What are we going to put in our plant to make it grow? Oop, this is closed. That's not helping. A lot of my friends said it. We're going to add some water, right? Now, if this was outside, as a few of you, I know Olivia did, pointed out, this will come from the rain. Okay, but we're inside my apartment right now. I'm hoping it's not going to rain in here. So instead, I took some water from the sink and I put it in my spray bottle and I added it, right? So we know we need to add water to our plant to make it grow. So far we have soil, we have water. It can be in the form of rain or in my case, spray bottle. You can use water again. However, the plant needs some kind of water, right? Now, the other thing a lot of you said, and we're absolutely right, is the plant needs fresh air, okay? Now, I don't have to add the air because it's all around me. Everywhere it's around me. We can't see it, right? It's invisible. It means it can't be seen. But there's air all around us. So a lot of you said that, and you're absolutely right. So the air, remember, that the plant needs is the carbon dioxide, okay? Carbon dioxide is the stuff we breathe out, okay? So the plant takes in the carbon dioxide, right? And it sends out oxygen. And who breathes in the oxygen? We do, okay? So it does need the air to grow, right? It needs the carbon dioxide from the air, which I can't draw air because it's invisible, so we're just going to draw some lines. It needs the air, right? Right, so we have soil, water, and air. So far we've added to our little baby plant. And the last thing we need, a lot of you said it already, is light. We know plants cannot grow without light. If you remember when we did our experiment, we had stuck one group of plants in the closet and one on the windowsill. It was nice and sunny. Supposedly the plants in the closet didn't glow. We know that didn't go so well because they got thrown out. But we know they weren't growing before they got thrown out, right? Because there was no sun. So the plant could not make its own food. So plants definitely need sunlight in order to grow. That's why right now I have the carrot plant here, but I've been sticking it in my dining room window this whole time for it to grow. So one more time, and like I said, most of you guys got this. So excellent job, by the way, friends. And thank you so much to everybody who sent me something. I really do appreciate it. So we need soil to plant the plant in, right? We need water. We need light, and we need fresh air. So we need all of these things in order for our plant to grow. So knowing we have all these things, what order does our plant grow in? Well, we talked about this yesterday. There is a certain order it grows in. And we call that I'm just going to move this here before it falls over. We call it the life cycle, right? We've learned the word cycle before. Remember, cycle is something that goes around and around and around in a circle and doesn't stop. So the life cycle means the order something grows in, okay? So when we started our plants here, how did they start? Well, let's think. What did we place into our soil? We put little seeds, right? So our first step in our life cycle is a seed, right? Our seeds are our little tiny baby plants, okay? So I also showed you guys some seeds I had yesterday, which we will be planting these later in the week, okay? Inside these seeds, so that I know it's hard to tell, are actually little baby plants, okay? Our plant is inside the seed. And that's what we did with our carrot seeds. Here was we planted them, those little baby carrot seeds in the ground, and we gave them all that stuff we just talked about that a plant needs, and it started to grow. So what did it grow into? Well, our carrot plants are certainly not done growing. They're still very small, right? The first thing we noticed was that the stem and the leaf just started to poke out of the ground. That's the step we're at right now. And we can call this little baby plant a seedling, okay? It's not a grown-up plant yet. It's still very young. This is our seedling, okay? So the next thing that happens after our seeds get everything they need, which we're experts at, and what they need, they grow into our little seedling, right? We see the beginning of the stems and some little tiny leaves starting to form. Okay, that's our little baby seedling. But it doesn't stay like that for long. Okay, again, we're going to keep giving it all the things it needs to grow. And eventually, this will grow up into our grown-up plant, okay? And then we'll get all the parts of the plant. Right now, like we only have a few leaves. Well, eventually we'll get the whole thing once it starts to grow up. So our grown-up plant will have our stem and all of our leaves. And also, our grown-up plant will have flowers, right? Now, what are in these flowers, friends? That's super important. What are in these flowers? We have seeds, right? Inside our grown-up plant's flowers, we're going to have little seeds, okay? So our grown-up or our adult plant is going to have seeds. And what's going to happen to those seeds? Well, eventually they're going to fall out of the flower, right? And they're going to go into the ground, okay? Those seeds from those grown-up flowers are going to go underground, okay? They might fall, the wind carries them, an animal, somehow they're going to get back into the soil. And then what happens? Well, when these seeds go back into the soil, they get everything they need, the water, sun, air, right? And then they grow up into little baby seedling plants, which then grow up into grown-up plants that make their own seeds, which will then fall back into the ground and then turn into seedlings, which will then turn into adult plants, which will then make more seeds, which will go back into the ground, and it's going to keep going and going and going and going forever and ever and ever and never stop, right? That never stopping and going around and around and around and around in a giant circle is a cycle, right? So it's the life cycle. It never stops. So our plants are going to keep doing this as long as we keep giving them the things they need, right? Like sunlight, water, the soil, and the air, okay? As long as we keep giving them those things, this cycle will keep going forever, okay? So we need to know that, and it'll keep going on and on forever. So I am going to read you guys 2 books today because one of them is really short. It's really good, but it's really short. So we're going to do 2 books about plants today. Okay, so the first book we have is Gus Grows a Plant. So what is Gus doing on the cover? That's a great idea to help his plant to grow. What is he doing? Right, you can see Gus is using his watering can to help the plant to grow. He's giving it water, just like when we planted our plants back when we were still in school. Remember, we used our little Cinderella watering can, and it helped our plants to get water. Spring is here. Yes, it is. It's time to plant. Gus gets seeds. So Gus here has his seed packet. Okay, just like this. Mine's in a plastic bag, but that's what was in the seed packet. Dad digs. Gus digs too. So first they're digging the hole, okay? Now I did mine in the container, so I just dug it with my finger, but obviously we can't do that in the real ground, so they're using a shovel. Gus plants a seed. The seeds need water. Right, so right now we're in our first step of the life cycle, the little baby seed. And Gus is giving it water to grow. Soon, Gus has a plant. plant has a worm. So look, here we have our little seedling, right? Just the stem and the leaves are poking out. Let's see what happens next. The plant needs sun, and it needs more water. So Gus is doing a great job taking care of this plant, right? It has sun, it has water, and look, it's starting to grow slowly. It needs fresh air. Yeah, certainly, right? Then the plant grows. So look, Gus's plant is getting bigger. And remember, the plant grows because it's alive, right? And since it's alive, it can keep growing and getting bigger. And grows. How big is it? Look how big the plant is. Who's bigger? Yeah, the plant's bigger than Gus now. And it's a sunflower. Just like our sunflower friends next door. It is very big. It's bigger than Gus. Wait, Gus has an idea. Now Gus grows too. How silly. Now he's the same size as the plant. The end. So Gus did a great job growing his plant, right? And as you see, it went from a little seed all the way into a grown-up flower, right? And say Gus wanted to plant more sunflowers. What do you think he could do? Somebody tell me. What do you think Gus could do if he wanted to plant more sunflowers right now? How could he do that? What I think is inside the sunflower, there's lots of seeds. If Gus wanted to plant new sunflowers, he could just take one of the seeds from the sunflower and plant it in the ground, and then he'd have a new one. And he could continue his plant life cycle. But Gus did a great job. Good job, Gus. And we're going to read another book about plants. It's a pretty good story. This one's also about a little boy who takes care of plants. This book is called The Curious Garden. Oh, this looks sad. There once was a city without gardens or trees or greenery of any kind. Most people spent their time inside. As you can imagine, it was a very dreary place. Dreary means kind of sad. Yeah. This is kind of, right? Doesn't look very nice and pretty. It's kind of the looking. What do you think they could do? Let's see. However, there was one little boy who loved being outside. Even on drizzly days, while everyone else stayed inside, you could always find Liam happily splashing through his neighborhood. Just like our friend Liam, right, in the Daisy class. It was on one such morning that Liam made several surprising discoveries. He was wandering around the old railroad, as he did from time to time, when he stumbled upon a dark staircase leading up to the tracks. The railway had stopped working ages ago, and since Liam had always wanted to explore the tracks, there was only one thing for this curious boy to do. Wonder what's up there. You know there's not trains, right? So what's up there? Liam ran up the stairs, pushed open the door, and stepped out onto the railway. The first thing he saw was a lonely patch of color. Wildflowers and plants were the last thing he had expected to find up there. But when he took a closer look, it became clear that the plants were dying. They needed a gardener. So a gardener is a person who takes care of the plant. So these plants look kind of sick. What do you guys think Liam could do to make these plants healthy again? What could Liam do to make these plants healthy and happy again? Is there something he could do? What can he give it? Let's see. Liam may not have been a gardener, but he knew that he could help. So he returned to the railway the very next day and got to work. The flowers nearly drowned, and he had a few pruning problems. So pruning means he was cutting off all the dead leaves. But the plants were patiently waited while Liam found better ways of gardening. So look, he's giving the plants water, and he's cutting off all the dead leaves. and he's singing to them. That's very sweet. As the weeks roll by, Liam began to feel like a real gardener, and the plants began to feel like a real garden. So now that Liam's taking good care of them, the plants are starting to grow. And look, they look very healthy now. Most gardens stay in one place, but this was no ordinary garden. With miles of open railway ahead of it, the garden was growing restless and wanted to explore. The tough little weeds and mosses were the first to move. They popped up farther and farther down the tracks and were followed closely by the more delicate plants. Over the next few months, Liam and the curious garden explored every corner of the railway. So look, the garden is starting to grow and cover up the whole empty railway now that Liam's taking such good care of it. It's starting to look very pretty now. Not so dreary. Remember, I said it was dreary. It was kind of boring, kind of meh. Now it looks very pretty. Whoa, look at that. Liam's doing an awesome job. Wow, look at Liam go. After spending his spring and summer and autumn with the garden, Liam's time on the railway was finally interrupted by winter. Heavy blankets of snow fell on the city that season, and for the first time since he became a gardener, Liam could not visit his plants. Right, so the snow was in the way, so plants during winter, as we know, kind of basically go to sleep. So that's what Liam's plants are doing right now. But they'll be waiting. Rather than waste his winter worrying about the garden, Liam spent it preparing for spring. After 3 cold months, the snow finally began to melt, and Liam rolled his new gardening gear over to the railway. So look, he has all different kinds of stuff with him. So how do you think he can use this? He has a shovel, he has seeds, a rake, and a watering can. What can Liam do with that? What can he do with these tools to help his garden? Winter had taken its toll on the garden. Ooh, what a mess. But thanks to Liam's planning, his handy new tools, and a little help from the sun, the plants soon awoke from their winter sleep. So look, Liam's beginning to take care of the plants again. The garden had always wanted to explore the rest of the city, and that spring it was finally ready to make its move. Once again, the tough little weeds and mosses set out first. They popped up farther and farther from the railway and were closely followed by the more delicate plants. The garden was especially curious about old forgotten things. So look, it's beginning to grow all over the place. And we see Liam still using that helpful watering can to help it to grow. A few plants popped up where they didn't belong. What's the problem? What's the problem here? Look at that stop sign. And look, it's right on the fire hydrant. That's not supposed to be there. Others mysteriously popped up all at once. But the most surprising thing that popped up were new gardeners. So look at all these people coming to help Liam take care of his garden. Wow, look at that grow. Well, these people did a great job helping to take care of the plants. Many years later, the entire city had blossomed. But of all the new gardens, Liam's favorite was where it all began. Wow, look at the city now. What's changed? How does it look different than before? Yeah, it's much more colorful, right? Before it was kind of boring and gray. Now with all these beautiful plants everywhere, it's nice and colorful and pretty. The end. Okay, friends, so I hope you enjoyed our stories. I will see you guys tomorrow, and you will do some more counting during our whole groups tomorrow morning. So I will see you then. Bye.